Okay, are there any other board members that wish to speak? If not, I will.
Well, I agree. I think all of us have been really reading the emails, and we're not sure if it's a direct concern. I agree with him. We I believe want to get down to the reason why we're here, and I'm pretty sure we're trying to, regardless of our opinions, and I know it's not always as fair as we want it to be, unfortunately, but I think that's what we're here for. I think we're all here. One of the things I've noticed in all of our meetings is that we are all defensive. If we're all defensive, we're not gonna get anywhere. Because then we can say what I feel, they can say what they feel, and we're like, blah, 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 blah. That's not how it works, dude. I think I might be one of the youngest, and seriously, the best
I think we feel the same thing, because we feel that we're not heard.
I will call upon you as soon as she finishes her comment.
So I think the first thing we all need to do is stop being defensive. If we stop being defensive and say, you know what, this is how I feel, I think we're all gonna get to a better place, because we're gonna maybe like each other a little bit less than how we kind of have this wall between us right now.
We don't have to like each other.
Well, I'm not saying we don't have to like each other, but we have to get to an agreement.
We have to honor the process.
But we have to honor the
Okay,
process.
let's give her
Okay.
her time. Let's
Okay.
give her her time.
Why don't you give us a chance to
I-
say what we
I will,
feel?
I
Yeah,
will,
'cause we're the
ma'am. I'm
we
trying
live
to
here.
get there.
So
I'm
do
trying-
I.
Yeah, well then,
I'm
let us
I'm
talk.
trying to get there.
Let us talk.
I'm please asking for courtesy. I wanted to take public comment first. That wasn't the choice of some people, so I'm just gonna call one more time on a first round. If there are any more PAC members that wish to make comment before we go to public comment.
I'll make a comment.
Tom?
I'd like to find a way to accelerate this process and move beyond the contention, because if we are here, elected by the community to vote on the community interest, we have yet to discuss any issue within the community boundaries beyond these contentious issues of minutes and recordings. And the very few presentations that we've had have gone nowhere. And in fact, today, one of the agenda items is for this proposal. I question whether we will even come to a discussion on this. So my encouragement is that we perhaps even set a time limit on these public comments and allow us to vote on Mike's motions so that we can move forward, because at 7:45, this comes to a close, and I would like to vote on these findings
You're taking the
and
time.
proposals.
I have a comment. I disagree with that. The public, we're here to serve the public. How can we put a limit on
That's
what they're
right.
gonna say? That's impossible.
That's right, great. Great.
I mean, they have to speak. That's our job. You said, what's our job? Our job is to hear what they say and represent. my family pays $26,000 in property tax per year. And that money's been
Yeah.
given away. And I wanna know what's happening. I mean, I had enough of this. I want our people to know what's happening with our money. And that's our job. I mean, that's our job, to represent the people. Whether these little hiccups, I mean, they're questioning authority or whatever, I mean, that has to be, sure, I agree with that, it's taking too long and it's distracting. But at the end of the day, our job is not to follow procedures, to represent these people. And
Yes.
I'm one of these people, so
Yes.
that's where you're wrong.
I think the
All
process
right.
Okay, before we go through a second round of anyone here, I'm hoping to go to public comment, and may
My
I?
experience tells me that the public has an opportunity to speak. I mean, you're not been involved with it.
Right, okay, and they have a right to speak here. So could I have the list of names that have signed up to speak to this item? And I'm going to adhere to the 2 minute per speaker, so that we can hopefully get on to some other item. Okay, first, William Jacobo, you have signed up, so would you please address us?
Yeah.
Mr. Jacobo.
So yeah, go sit. Go for it, bro. You got the floor.
Chairman of the city of Cincinnati, and we're pretty much watchdogs of the community. You know, you guys are very familiar with the city of Val, we're also the United States individuals, but the city of Val, we took a special interest there's a connection wrong with that. So just get to a point that whatever moves, whatever we have to do, we're gonna look into it. We just wanted to address you with that. Thank you.
Thank you. Teresa Marquez?
Hi, everybody. And Christina, we wish we could all be nice and everything, but we lose our patience. The community of Boyle Heights has gone through a lot, okay? Everybody is bulldozing us. I mean, there's so much corruption going on with everything here in Boyle Heights. We don't get to say, there's private meetings in City Hall, City Council, and everybody. And we need to stop that. And it's not gonna be a nice thing. I'm sorry. You know, I like to be nice people and greet everybody, which I do, most of those people here. But when it comes to business, we have to take care of business. And thank you. You are, not too many advisory councils speak that way. They don't understand that they're there for us, and they need to listen to us. And this bylaw changes are not good. And this is not good for us to get them today, okay? They're bylaws. We need to really read them, what they're doing and what it's meant and what the intent is. I worry about the intent of this bylaw changes. And no, we're not gonna let go. I'm sorry. I've been supportive of the CRA because this is the only way we're gonna get new buildings in our community. This is the only way we're gonna have something new here. And they have the money to help us. But we have to make sure that what they're building is for the benefit of the community. And no, you don't change the bylaws in the middle of things and wanna take over. I'm sorry, it doesn't smell good and we don't trust it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Very good. Jose Aguilar?
Okay, first of all, I'm kind of dismayed at the fact that your comments, because you're kind of saying, why are we so stuck on these procedures? Procedures mean everything. The fact that you're gonna relinquish your ability to agendize items and literally have the agency do it for you, that's appalling. And the fact is that all they're asking the callers is to have a bylaw committee to regurgitate this information and then provide maybe some advice or maybe some added bylaw changes or maybe certain things that you might object to. But in a setting where we have a subcommittee to do it so. Now I'm gonna tell you something right now. LA 32 has already taken a position and it's in the minutes. I read it into the minutes. I'm sure everybody got a copy of it, okay? They're asking for is transparency, all right? Boyle Heights has it on the agenda tomorrow. I'm not gonna predict how they're gonna vote. That's gonna be up to them. But it's on the agenda, okay? So the community, both El Cerrillo and Boyle Heights, are heavily engaged in these bylaw processes and the issue of transparency and the issue of do these bylaw changes benefit or inhibit the public's ability to regress its government, all right? The fact is, by not accepting Mr. Collier's action, you're basically jumping on the CRA's bandwagon, bypassing the deliberation process altogether and accepting what the agency is telling you to do, which is to basically hand your ability to itemize agendas and you're inhibiting the public's concerns. Now, I can tell you something. I would be very interested to hand this out to both LA 32 and Boyle Heights Neighborhood Council to see what they think, to get their reaction to it. I would like to throw this into our bylaws committee, our land and planning use committee, both in LA 32 and at Boyle Heights, to then come back to your board and confer with if you decide to have it, your bylaws committee. What I'm asking you to do is just to be, I could have, if you guys, I'll just conclude. I'm just conclude. What I'm asking for is to slow down, have your committee, let us regurgitate this information on both neighborhood councils. Let us deal with it. One neighborhood council is all on the record. Tomorrow is going to be another neighborhood council on the record. And this is the community asking you guys to be transparent and to adhere to our concerns as far as these bylaws.
Thank you, Mr. Aguilar.
They're permanent.
Tony Butler?
Tony Butkin?
Oh, okay, I didn't.
Okay, sure.
I apologize.
That's okay. Hi, my name's Tony Becca. I'm actually with the DeSoto Park Neighborhood Council, and I'm here out of curiosity because we too may become CRA-LA in the near future, and
Oh,
I
screwed.
see how it works. So my questions, because I just saw this bylaw stuff tonight, and I don't have a pony in this race, but I know that the city attorney requires all neighborhood councils, if they want to make them change their bylaws, to have at least 2 meetings in order to do that. You first have to come up with a set of draft regulations, you have to put those out for public comment, you have to agendize and talk about them at a meeting, and then you have to come back at a second meeting in order to take any final action on those bylaws. And I am very curious why city departments, agencies, and attorneys would require one set of rules that are more rigorous for the neighborhood councils, who probably have less impact on the community, frankly, than you will, as opposed to this, which is a pretty wholesale change. I mean, I'm on our bylaws committee. So I'm just curious, but I don't quite understand why the need for speed without discussion. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Joaquin Castellanos?
Yes, good afternoon, Joaquin Castellanos. I live here on the World Heights area. And I've been attending for many, many years the CRA meeting. And I'm not very happy since the beginning, the way they handle sometimes issues, because they're not open for the community at all. There is meetings behind doors that when we find out it is too late for us to react. Now, if there is gonna be a change, it should be open, because we know a lot of meetings are taking back doors, and we are the last one to speak, and when we speak, it's too late. The bylaws, the CRA is gonna go through a lot of new stuff. But I have not seen any improvement on the
Yeah, you wanna do
CRA
one on this
for
one?
many,
Yeah.
many years.
On this
All
one,
we
okay.
see is housing, 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 housing. And we are overfilled.
You change this code to this
So
comment
please
right
be
here.
careful
Who is he?
what you're gonna
Ron
approve, what you're
K.
gonna approve. But all the meetings should be open for the community all the time.
You don't have to, let's
Thank
throw
you.
one out. Just put your
Felicitas
amendment.
Acosta. I hope I said it right this time.
A little bit,
Is it in there?
Can't we just put that in for? Here, here's a pen.
Excuse me, can you let her, can you let her?
No problem. Okay. Regarding the bylaws, first of all, this is a very crowded meeting, very crowded agenda. I don't think it's a proper place, because it's hard. But, no parking also. So we need to discuss this, in a single issue regarding the bylaws. We oppose to the change of the bylaws, and we don't want that change. On the other hand, of course, the board does not work. It is not designed to work, because most of the people that quote-unquote supposedly represent us live outside of the community and don't have any interest here. And if we sit in this board and we oppose every single item that we had opposed, Donna, it has been pushed over our throats, and you know that. So we need to replace the entire board, change the concept, where we will get immediate communication and immediate down-to-earth information, and stop selling our interest fees. The people that live here, stop going to the other side of the yard. Stay with us. Stay with us. That's all. It doesn't work.
Rita Govia?